Hi Pisces, welcome back. So if you've been to my channel before, you know how this works. These are a bit longer readings that are focused on your sign only. They come out once a month. If you've been here before, you also know that I tend to blend a whole lot of astrology into it because this is what I do. And I believe in a strong connection between the tarot and astrology. So if you have not been here before, then welcome. This is a brand new channel. So I would be very happy if you find some sort of comfort, guidance, whatever, something useful for you in this reading. If you could give it a like, drop me a message in the comments below. I'd love to interact with all of you. And also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because this is what actually allows me to reach more and more people that may be in the same need of guidance and support. So thank you for that. Now, these readings are, first of all, for the collective, okay? So for the collective Pisceans, that could apply to Sun, Moon, Rising, but I also encourage you to look into Venus, Mars, and Mercury as well. These are the inner planets. We just really want to have an overview on what's going on in our energy field in general. But they're also for a specific time frame, which is very short, is what I'm trying to say. So you will see that this reading is labeled for April 2024. I'm recording it in March 2024 at this moment, but please just don't get too stuck on the time frame in that respect, because definitely the energies are short lasting because everything changes constantly, and plus you have free will, so you can always change at any time whatever you wish. But the April part is what I'm talking about. So if you manage to stumble into this reading at another time that is not April 2024, it means that it's still the reading that you're meant to encounter. Because if you're out there looking for some sort of guidance in some shape or form, and this is the reading you end up being drawn to, that means that there is a point for you in being here. Okay, so this is all I wanted to say before I got into the reading itself, which if you've been here before, you know that I'm going to start with checking what kind of energy is in your field at this moment. And guess what, Pisces, your card came out, which is very well, I mean, there's many cards in a deck, so that you get the card of Pisces. It means that your energy is very, very strong at this time. And actually, the reading really tells me the same thing. My cards after this one tells me the same exact thing, which is your energy, your way of being in the world really is actually reflected in the cards. And let's have a talk about the Piscean card, but as in your traits, what it is that matters to you. You Pisces are, ruled by the god of the waters. I mean, you're co-ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, but you are all about the emotions. Obviously, you're a mutable sign. You adapt to a bunch of stuff, but that is actually something that goes in your favor and a bit against you, because there's a real difficult it's really challenging for Pisces to establish their boundaries, to understand where their space and then the next one begins. And it's really a constant struggle, I feel, for a Pisces to understand the concept of definition, because you are very fluid, and that's a beautiful thing about you. I mean, most artists, poets, singers, they have some Piscean traits, because this is the sign that allows for the creativity and the beauty of, of not being constant in our brain. It's the sign that actually allows that, for that space to happen and to actually exist, whereas many other signs would feel very uncomfortable at the idea of being in that space. But what does that lead you to, time, Pisces? It leads you to actually not seeing the full picture, because you are just so absorbed by this dreamy quality of life, which is not necessarily matching reality, that sometimes you end up being like a bit in the shadow of what's really happening in the 3D world. And unfortunately, this plays against you at times, because you can not always keep up with the dreaminess of you in a daily life, which is very unfortunate, because if we could all live as a Pisces, look at life, we all be so much more artistic, and we would be so much more in tune with our emotions. We would be so much more fluid about how we go about in our daily life, which would make it so, you know, so less restrained, you know, from being who we want to be and express ourselves the way we want to be. So it's beautiful that you're very present in your energy at this time. It means that you know who you are, that you know how you go about life. That means that you know yourself a little bit. So that's encouraging, because if you're aware of the traits that may be playing against you, then that's a good thing, because then you can, you know, you're sort of warned. You know that, okay, maybe I can tip onto, you know, on that end of the scale, and maybe that's not where I want to be right now. Pisceans are wonderful creatures, because they're actually filled with compassion for you know, the rest of the world. I mean, it's one of the two signs that is really in service of others, the other one being the opposite sign to Pisces, which is Virgo. But you guys act in very different ways. Virgos are much more practical, and you are very much more into the even the self-undoing when it comes to giving to others, to be available to others, which is very draining, which can be very draining at times. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the kind of moment you find yourself in, because your card is out. So it means that your qualities are really present in your energy at this time. So you may be behaving like a Piscean 100% at this time, and you feel so deeply that sometimes it really causes you pain in ways that you can't even explain, because they really, you know, emotions run so deep within you that they can really cause a big well of pain at times when the emotions are not on the most positive end. So, but yeah, sensitivity is one of your characteristics. So, you know, you're only here to be praised in that respect, because you're connected to source in ways that very, very few signs can be. Usually Pisces, although we don't like to do that much in astrology because there's not really a correspondence, but there are some aspects of the 12th house that are matched with the sign of Pisces, and that's, you know, in the sense that there's a whole lot that we don't know, but that we still go with the flow, but something is hidden, but we can still be there. This is how Pisceans really go about life, yeah? Which, you know, can be destabilizing for most signs, but for you, not so much. You kind of like to dwell in that space, because you know that there's a beauty in the unknown. But what this may signify in a reading, it could be that there is something that you are either not aware of, or something you don't know how to get yourself out of, or you may not understanding how some people are going about things in your life at present. And that wouldn't be a surprise, given that your energy is so indeed present in this moment. Okay. So yeah, it could be that maybe you're feeling drained out by somebody. Your energy may be taken advantage of by somebody else, and that may not be, you know, done in you know, with the sort of manipulation, if you will. But it's more so that, you know, people just see how compassionate and available you are to the world, that they just take, and then eventually, you know, that leaves you drained out. So these are all the possibilities, or many of the possibilities, that, you know, you may be finding yourself in. But I just wanted to specify that, given that you have the energy of Pisces coming up here, it means that indeed you are either aware or very much in your Piscean way of being. Now, if we want to look into the cards of the actual reading, and I try, you know, most of the times I try to make a point of how my cards may seem spread out in very unusual ways, but this is how I read. This is my intuitive way of reading. I just lay out cards. When I have a question, I ask for clarifications, and that's why you kind of see cards all over the place. So, you know, bear with me. This is how I do it. So your reading opened up with a need for a change of scenery, in terms of transitioning from a situation or a way of behaving that you are currently putting in practice into something else. It seems like you are encouraged to just really look at things from a different perspective, and get yourself out of Some sort of a gardeners mode. It feels like that's why I was stressing the fact that maybe you may be feeling drained at this time by somebody else. You may be feeling like attacked by other people because you don't have your defenses up in terms of protection against the negativity and all of the emotions that are going around in the world, because you're very sensitive. You absorb everything. So you may have been acting and going about your days with this sort of gardenerness about yourself, that you're now encouraged to just let go and finally take a rest, because it seems like you don't need to be in that space anymore. And I was wondering what this thing, person, situation, job, whatever it is, because it's going to resonate differently for all of you, was that you need to separate yourself from, that you need to transition out of, and to change your perspective on. And it seems to have been something that you have yourself manifested really, really intensely, to the point that, you had manifested a change. You had manifested, the universe had listened to you. It actually gave you what you wanted, and what you wanted seemed to be something that was extremely fulfilling to you. Now, like I said, this will resonate differently for all of you, but there seems to be a quality here of some sort of partnership, okay? Whether that's with an intimate partner, or with a friend, with a co-worker. At this stage, because the Ten of Cups is out, I would say that it's something that you have manifested. You may have manifested this big love in your life, and that has happened to you, but I don't know, maybe you just haven't really gave into the situation in a very Piscean way, and now you are actually in your very Piscean energy. So right now, the reading is saying, okay, you can let your guards down now. Finally, you can rest, and you can really enjoy what you have manifested over a year, what you have prayed the universe to give to you. It's been given to you. Now it's time to actually enjoy it fully. Okay, it seems like you would miss out if right now you wouldn't, you were not in the space of allowing it in. Yeah. Now, this process may be going slow. You may have a whole lot of ideas about how you're going about it, but it seems like in the very beginning, it's kind of dawning into you right now that this is also another way to go about it, which is not being guarded and actually allowing fully this to come to you. Okay. So, it seems like the universe keeps saying, hey, you're not alone. You're actually in a collaborative sort of situation where you don't need to stay guarded. You are here. You're in for something really good if you only allow space for it. And that, this support may be coming from this person, if it's a person that you have manifested and it's been actually gifted to you. But it could also be in that, some family, friends, somebody that supports you in this process of letting your guards down and allowing the space for enjoying what it is that it's actually here for you. And so if you actually allow it, there is a new beginning, like it was a new chapter of in this same story that can open up to you, because it's present here. But it's something that, again, instead of dreaming about it in the way that Pisceans would do, just envision something and never put it into practice, try to be practical about it for once. Try to clear your head and understanding that this is already available to you. Okay, the outcome of this reading was very clear and very simple, and very, it couldn't be any clearer than that. You can go back to a place where you can actually feel like home is there for you, that you can actually enjoy and relax. There is a passionate possibility as a new beginning coming in with a spark of vitality, something that will actually switch you on and make you understand that this is exactly the direction you're supposed to go into. And that would lead you into reconciling is the word, which is funny because I actually had the same word for the reading I've done before you, which is Capricorn. Maybe you have some connection there, although I don't quite feel Capricorn, but it's just a word that I don't usually use, but it comes, it just came twice now in the span of 2 readings. But reconciling with this person, job, project, whatever it is that you have manifested and that you have wanted in your life. So some sort of you know, a soulmate kind of connection, if you will. And if you know the concept of soulmates, that applies to many people in our lives. It's not just intimate partners, you know, a friend, indeed, a co-worker, your parents, anybody could be your soulmate in this life. And so, you know, the point here is that it is available to you. It's been given to you. You just need to, you know, allow it. That's all. That's what it's all about in this reading. It's allow it and stop, you know, dreaming and envisioning the possibilities of, because it's already been given to you. Just get clear in your head for once. Just, you know, like put your feet on the ground and understand that this may be a slow process, but you are on the right path in that respect, and that this soulmate connection that will fulfill you, that will make you feel alive, that will really kind of give you everything that you need at this moment is here for you. Okay, it cannot be any more clear than this, and it's just something that yeah, some readings you will see from the length of the videos are just much longer, and some are, you know, this one in Libra actually was a short reading as well, and I was feeling a little bit sorry because it feels like I have less to say, but no, some readings are very clear. Okay, some readings just, you know, tell a story very simply, and others, you know, just have to think about it more. So maybe you have a connection instead with Libra. That I would say it's possible, because it's the two readings. In fact, I remember that one because it's this one and that one only. The others are a bit longer, that actually are like, I was feeling like saying, hey, this is so clear, it's just right there for you. So maybe just go check out the Libra reading, because there may be something in there for you too. Okay, now I always try, when I have time and I feel called to it, to close my readings with a card from this lovely deck that I always take with me, because it's a deck that always offers me some sort of guidance and even completion of readings. Sometimes I just you know, don't think about saying something, maybe the message doesn't come across while I am in the reading, but then the card that pops out says, hey, have you thought that there may be also that situation at play, or that energy at play? So I always like to end up with these short messages that are really to the point though, and they're usually very inherent to the, you know, whatever it's been said in the reading itself. So let's have a look if a card pops out, or otherwise I'll pick one that I feel called to. It usually takes a bit, I don't know, I feel like it's a very deep deck for some reason. Such a, you know, such a tiny gem that I found. Anyways, two cards popped out. I'll show them both to you and then I'll read them to you. Okay. So the first card out is the card that says, find your center. Your outside world is a reflection and a manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? This is wonderful. This is the kind of card that you want to get, indeed, to confirm that instead of worrying about what may be, or you know, when things are gonna get to the point that I want them, to understand that you're actually already in that moment, that it's already happening, and it's just the anxieties that are playing you know, a bad turn on you at this time. Because you know, if you check with yourself, you actually see that this is already all available to you. And one other thing I would like to say that I'm just noticing here, you see here the card of Pisces, you see the spiral. This is an ammonite, and I know it's a symbol that comes out a lot in the spiritual world, but it's not in every card, and it's not in everything that you say and see. But here there's another ammonite here, which is actually a very important symbol to me specifically. Personally, it has a whole lot of meaning. So you know, maybe think about it. It's something that really calls you to your center right now, to being you, who you are, which is the essence of this reading that says you are here, Pisces. You're exactly here in your energy. So just try to put these two cards together, okay? The other card that came out is the card of nature, and it says, this is a time to absorb the healing properties that nature has to offer. Your mind, body, and soul need nourishment, energy, revitalization, and strength. Nature has much to offer, so take this time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. This would be a great way for you to ground your energy and to understand that you already have at hand everything that you want and that you have manifested. So a walk in nature, go by the sea. Pisceans are really keen on being next to a body of water. That will help you a lot. So just take advantage of that. Like I said, nature is available to you, just like everything that you have manifested is already here for you. Okay. Wow, what a beautiful reading, Pisces. I'm gonna leave it there. And if you have found some kind of guidance or support in here, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And please just drop me a message. I'd love to hear from you. Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye, Pisces.